ada suggestion. Apa kata kita semua tepuk tangan sebab Mai dapat GMAT?
Kamu gym eh? Itu. Tanya.
Terima kasih.
Just got back from an outing dengan my parents, and it got me thinking about being a daughter and how hard parenthood actually is. Growing up, you have your phases of when you truly deeply loved your parents because they're your whole world. Tapi as you grow bigger and the teenage angst kicks in, you blame your parents a lot on a lot of things because you feel like they could be doing so much of a better job than they actually are doing. And I think that stems from a position of privilege juga. Think about the fact that your whole life you have only been taking and not giving. Taking love from your parents, money, shelter, food. You've only known what it feels like to take and not to give. And for someone who only knows how to take, you get selfish most of the time because you're thinking, oh, this time around what they're giving me is not enough. But you don't know what it feels like to give, how hard it is to give, what it takes for two people to be able to give everything. You want more and more and more, and at one point you think what is given is not enough. And there may be some truth to it. Nobody in this world is ever perfect, so that also applies to our parents. This truly is their first time living juga, first time being parents. Although yeah, perhaps you know, you have siblings before you, so they've known what it feels like to be a parent. Tapi that doesn't negate the fact that it's still their first time being a parent to, let's say, 4, 5, 6 people. If they have a child, so that's the first time they become a parent. If they have another child, it's not necessarily the first time they become parents, but it's the first time for them to become a parent of 2. You get what I mean? And those experiences are different and very tough to maneuver, I'm assuming, because obviously I wouldn't know, right? And that is not to say that there are no bad parents out there, but it also takes a certain type of understanding to be able to step back and think about the fact that, okay, they may have not been the best all the time. Given the skills that they've acquired through their own individual set of experiences, they have, you know, macam construe an idea of what it's like to give their best for their children. Everyone's right and wrongs, their ideas of what's right and what's wrong is very subjective and may not necessarily apply to everyone. What is right to me may not be right to you. Okay? So what I'm saying is that I truly believe, and I'm not talking about any other parents, I'm talking about my parents, based on who they are as a person, they think that these are the ways to be good parents. And I respect that. I had this phase and this is a very ignorant phase lah of my life, phase where I thought yang I sebenarnya pada hakikatnya I don't love my parents all that much. And I think that stemmed from the fact that I felt like my parents could have given me more. That doesn't necessarily mean what I felt was not true, but it also is a lot ignorant given the fact that I am not able to become the person that I am now without the things that they have given me. I pernah had this feeling ataupun thought that I basically raised myself. I had to do a lot of, I have grown to be very hyper independent, and that stems from somewhere, right? And I genuinely felt like I was the person who raised me. But that's stupid, because had I not been sheltered, had a place to stay, like a nice place to stay, had food on my table, had childhood experiences, a good school, people who support me through my tough times and encourage me to push through and do more for myself, I would not be able to be the person that I am today. Did I do a fair share of self-learning? Yes. Did I raise myself? I'm mature enough now to know that that's definitely not true. I think when you grow up, and this is a concept that holds true to a lot of people, not just me, when you are growing up, your parents are just your parents in your eyes. Like, that is like a set of people who is made to raise me and give me a good life. But as you grow, you realize that they have their own sets of challenges juga. They're also juggling being a mother, and all at the same time a daughter, all at the same time a good friend, every other role that they play. We feel like we have a lot of shoes to fill in, and that holds the same truth to our parents as well. I don't know how to say this in a way that makes the most absolute sense, tapi they really are human beings with flaws. And the quicker you realize that, yes, in a way they do owe you some things, but they don't owe you every single thing. They cannot even give everything if they wanted to. Knowing that they have come from a family with much littler resources, and they've given me such a comfortable life, is something that I had to let myself understand and learn. Sebab you don't know how life was like for them. All you know is the type of life that they're giving you now, and you dare to say that it's not enough. Yeah, it's a bit ignorant lah. Relationship that you have with your parents is obviously shaped by your parents, but as you grow into an adult, you have agency, you have autonomy untuk create a relationship that you have always wanted with the people around you, despite whatever had gone down in the past. It takes a certain type of bravery to be able to go and get what your heart desires most. I have this firm concept yang if you want something, be it anything really, if there's really something that you can do about it, go ahead and allow yourself to get that. Contohnya, my mom was never much of a macam physical touch punya person. So as I grow old and I understand that that is a need that I need to be, you know, a need that I want to be met. Macam tu lah. So instead of doing nothing and thinking about why have my mom not given me enough hugs and kisses all my life, whereas orang lain punya parents semua peluk cium anak macam tu kan. Instead of moping and doing nothing about it, I now ask for hugs from my mom, even though I now ask for hugs from my mom because I know that that's what's important to me, and it's not necessarily that she does not want to give it to me, although she might get annoyed after, you know, a minute of of hugging non-stop. It's not that she does not want to provide that to you, it's just that perhaps that's just not the way she loves. And if you were to communicate that that's a need that you want to be met, I don't think she has any issues meeting those needs. And again, I have to reiterate and say yang this perhaps doesn't apply to all relationships that you have out there dengan your parents. I'm talking about mine. Perhaps I felt like I've never, bukanlah never, macam I don't hear enough of I'm proud of yous. So what I do now is ask whether they're proud of me, and more often than not their answer would be yes, because they are, you know, they raised me and I've become somewhat of a good person. So I now go ahead and build the relationship that I've always wanted. Do not deprive yourself of what you want. If you want to get to know your parents more, ask them questions. If you want them to be nicer, I don't know, ask them to be nicer to you. And those are very tough conversations to have, because with elderlies there's a lot of things that you need to consider. Tapi you got this, you can build a relationship that is fulfilling to you. So that being said, I now love my parents very much. It's a disgrace that I've ever thought that I did not love them. And obviously they have done a lot on their end to become better parents, but it's also me having a shift in mindset on the fact that nobody in this world will ever be perfect, and you're not perfect, so why do you figure that others need to treat you perfectly? Yeah, if you have needs, communicate it. That's it, I guess. So episode kali ni sangat vulnerable. Okay, that's it. Bye guys.